All right, so we are live once again.
Well, welcome. So tonight, a little bit experiment. Oh, sorry, TJ. Did you have an official intro? I'm just all giddy. I'm like a kid in a candy store tonight.
I'm just excited that once again we're staying on par with one of our internets being a little laggy, which is you tonight, and not Chuck. So go for it.
Oh man, nothing's laggy on my end. So you guys are jumping all over, but that's not a sign of anything. So I am super excited tonight, like a kid in a candy store. Tonight is basically an experiment on what happens when you let Brian have full reins of the live stream. And that's pretty much what's happening tonight. So everyone who's watching, I really think you're in for a treat. We are sampling 5 of Brian's best from the bottom shelf, or by best of the bottom shelf, really mean worst of the bottom shelf. And these are ones that the guys have already tried once and cringed. And now just for the live stream, they get to try them again. We're doing these blind, trying to see if they can actually remember and pick out the unique taste profiles and just clear color palettes on these and just kind of see how the night goes. So I'm going to introduce our 5 that we are blinding tonight, unless you gentlemen have anything to add before we do.
I mean, I'm just going to start this while you're introducing because I want this torture to end. So, yeah. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. So first up, and I'm not introducing these necessarily in the order that we're going to be drinking them. I have Dylan's Rye. It is 3 Oaks. It's from Canada. It's a Canadian rye. It's, I believe Charlie classified the color of this particular one as liquid straw last time. And the great thing about this bottle, it's quality because it's got a 2-cork bottle top system. You have to pull the top off, and it's pretty cheap and pops off. So then you got to get the pliers to really just open this baby up to really get to the stuff. So it's kind of.
I'm sorry. This first one is
it's
just
like 2 locks.
And again, it's not the Dylan Rye, but this is like cream soda. It's taking me back to Vess or A&W cream soda right here.
But not in a good way.
So that's definitely not this one. But you'll enjoy this one when you get to it. It's pretty clear. So you'll enjoy that one. So the other one these gentlemen are sampling in front of you right now that they maybe have or have not got to is really a 2-for-1 deal. 2020 was a tough year for a lot of people. And so when I walked by this on the shelf, I'm like, man, how am I going to survive this year? And lo and behold, Big and Rich comes through for me. 2020 survival kit. 2 for 1. How great is that? So we have Redneck Riviera whiskey, which they're probably using that term loosely. And then in this, and usually this is 25 or like 20 just by itself. Notice on sale, okay, $24.99, you get the Redneck Riviera Granny Rich Reserve thrown in there for you. So 2 for 1 value pack, Survival 2020. Pick this bad boy up. So one of these tonight is just the regular Redneck Riviera. Then we have the game changer with the Redneck Riviera Granny Rich Reserve. And I'm just hoping that either Charlie or TJ's just well-developed palates will be able to distinguish the difference between the regular and then also the reserve.
I have a suggestion for Big and Rich's next song. Or maybe this is like a Weird Al Yankovic song. Save my palate, make better whiskey.
Ooh.
No. Parody on the Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy?
Possibly. I don't know. Look, this is 2 for 1, okay? Who doesn't appreciate, in today's economy, who doesn't appreciate like a value? 2 for 1. I mean, come on now.
Wait, value to me.
2 for 1, but it's on sale.
We can't dang it, we can't live stream. I can't make TJ look a video. If you want value, let's talk about Maker's Mark FAE at 1.
Well, I was going to say, how much was that value pack?
That is not in tonight's lineup.
No.
What was that?
How much did that value pack run you?
$24.99 for 2.
You know, I know, but you know what you could get one bottle of for that price? I'm thinking Wild Turkey 101 or Evan Williams Bottled and Bond.
Or early
Just
bottled and bond.
You could
just wait to see if those make Brian's list for best bourbons under $40.
Or you could go for the glitz and the glamour for the bright and shiny thing and try something new. I mean, which you guys are actually trying right now. That's the beauty of this. So moving on, we are going to move on to Nelson's Greenbrier, Tennessee handmade sour mash. Do you guys want me to talk about this, or do we all want to just mourn together?
It's got promise, but stick with Bellamide.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so this has now we did sample the Nelson 107, no 108. We had the Nelson's first 108. That was really good.
Yes.
This one, so Nelson's Greenbrier, they make Bellamide. We enjoy Bellamide. It's good stuff. Rumor has it they're shutting that down to focus on the Nelsons.
Not shutting it down, just not expanding it. They are going to focus on the Nelsons, and what happens to Bellamide happens to Bellamide.
Yeah, that's called the phase out. We know how that works. Okay,
well, they're not going to phase it out completely.
When you work in a department and slowly, like, people start retiring and they never replace them, or they fire people and they never replace them, like, writing's on the wall. Just saying. So that's kind of, I feel like, what's going to happen to Bellamide. Sadly, enjoy their stuff because they want to focus on Nelson. Some of the Nelson stuff so far is just hit or miss. For us, this was a little bit of a miss. So enjoy.
A little bit of a miss?
Just a bit outside.
I mean, it's got the chance to be the best of the worst 5.
Best of the night. I mean, can't complain about that.
This is like a big as like when you slice that drive, and you're like, I'm on the fairway. Happens to be 2 fairways over, but I'm on the fairway.
Yeah, and then you just hit it over the trees back onto your own fairway. And if you sliced it, and you know the course happened to go to the right too, you might have a straight shot back on the green.
Except
I mean,
this is not golf. This is whiskey. And
what is it? I hook it. Back. I'm left-handed, no, it's a slice for me. It just goes that way. That's why I go 90 degrees to the pin, and then I still wind up 3 fairways over. But when I was watching the Masters, I saw a guy putt with his back to the hole, and somehow it went in the hole. I don't understand that. It never works that way for me.
It's called severe slope.
Severe slope.
All right, so how are we going to rank these, Chuck? Are we going to go
we're not done with the intros.
Oh, I know, but I need to start getting this off my palate. Absolute worst to the best of the worst, or best to the absolute worst?
Let's build up to the worst.
Okay.
Wow,
I just tried one of them and I was not pleased.
I tried all 5. There might be. I got two that are. I don't know. Thinkable is even the right word. Do you want to talk some tasting notes here, TJ, on going through on number 1?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, number 1's the
we'll save the last intro for a minute. Go for it.
Yeah, it's like creamsicle and orange, and it's like I smell sugar on the nose like crazy. What is it? It almost reminds me of the orange push pops that you get as a little kid.
Swan's, man.
Yes, the Swans. Yeah, that's exactly what that nose is.
Which, who doesn't like that? You're welcome for like.
Yeah, but then I feel like I need to brush my teeth and see a dentist after drinking it because the sugar just coats the mouth.
There's some kind of spice on the palate.
I mean, I'm getting a little bit of sweet. I'm hearing a little bit of sweet. I'm hearing a little bit of spice. These are things we like.
all flavored artificially.
Combination, isn't it? A nice blend. I don't know. All right, number 2.
All right.
Oh, that's butterscotch.
So am I going to go ahead and introduce our
go
fifth?
ahead and finish the 5th.
So our 5th is the Henderson. So
The Henderson.
The Henderson.
Exactly. Not to be confused with just Henderson. So
Often
this is Henderson.
imitated, never duplicated.
It is definitely never duplicated. So this one right here, this has to be high on value. Got this $9.99. Pretty sure you can get a coupon, get it for $7.99 potentially. I mean, probably I will guarantee you best whiskey on my shelf under $10 right here.
Wait, TJ, let's poll the channel. TJ, do you have any whiskey under $10 on your shelf?
Yes, I do. I have a small, tiny sample, like a Buffalo Trace, like a airline bottle.
Airline
That's
bottles
it.
do not count.
Oh, we're talking full bottle? No, heck no.
I mean, yeah.
I don't even have a 375 for that price.
Okay.
So in one of our previous videos, I actually mentioned this as a great mixer.
Did.
So I did.
Did we determine
this
as either questionable whiskey? Like, it's definitely not bourbon, and it's probably mixed with vodka.
Well, technically,
yes.
It is 20 on the back. On the back, the deets here, 20% bourbon. You're welcome. 80% grain neutral spirits.
Mm-hmm.
So, crafted. Hello, that makes it seem like with care. Crafted and bottled. It's and out of Texas, I believe. So
if people like this, let us know in the comments below. We will give Brian money and let him buy the best looking labels of whiskey, and then we have to try those.
So I will give Henderson one thing, that it became our bourbon currency, and so we just started referring, because it was this nice $10 rounded up, and so we just started referring to things in number of Hendersons. So Maker's Mark FEL1, that was 6 Hendersons. Because Brian said it's such great value that why would you pay more, and you would just buy 6 Hendersons.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, would I rather have 1 bottle of this or 3 Hendersons? Because I mean, the thing is, for $10, I would challenge people, like, go out, grab a Henderson. Like, you can drink it straight, you can mix it. Now with the mixer, like I said on the previous video, we go into more detail. I'm not going to go into all the detail here, but it provides a little bit of a sweet mixer versus a strong, like, peppery mixer.
We lost him.
Thank goodness.
The bourbon gods have spoken and said no. Maybe he comes back. So, tasty notes on the second one.
Number 2. Tons of butterscotch. That is, There's those little hard butterscotch candies. You said Werther's. I mean, it's not Werther's. They're like orange clear wrappers. Like that. This reminds me of those. Which, that's somewhat of a fond memory. Not really sure this whiskey is a fond memory.
Yeah. And then the finish is like bad. I guess what I can do, so we just don't have to stare at him. There we go. I removed him, and maybe he'll come back.
Boy, that watery palate and the finish.
Yeah, it's super watery. All right, it's gonna be awkward if he never gets back on, because then the reveal is gonna be, we don't know.
I'll have to go I do have the list somewhere.
Yeah. All right, so number 3. So number 3 does have like a pleasant nose.
It has no nose. From
which is pleasant compared to the other ones.
Okay, fair enough.
He's back.
Yeah, our internet service, they love to do like maintenance at the best times. They're like, hey, 8:00 at night, nobody's using.
You mean you couldn't call them up and be like, we have 280 subscribers? Like, this is big business, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, you should route more bandwidth to us.
Yeah, that would be nice. But they're like, oh yeah, like 8:00 at night. You don't need internet then. It's like, oh, 7:00 in the morning. You just got up. Oh, you don't need internet then. Oh, 4 in the afternoon. Why would you need internet then? So we can't do like our maintenance at 3 a.m.
So this is definitely the most traditional
Yes.
thus far.
We're on number 3, so
Dare say
36,
it,
Brian.
maybe a bourbon.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe. There's, again, I get almost like some artificial sweetness, I feel like, in there.
Okay.
I don't know,
Aged
like
in a
when
barrel
You
for
might
a little while.
you might get that you might get the artificial sweetness vibe on a few of these.
I would say there's it, as you taste more of this stuff, you can taste like true sweetness from a barrel, like a toasted barrel, like Old Foe 1910 is a perfect example, versus artificial sweetness. You can start to tell the difference.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
this fourth one is definitely the rye.
Yes.
You get that traditional little wintergreen, grassy.
Yeah. Super wet
Those.
hay.
Yeah.
I'll actually say congratulations. The fourth one is the rye. Well done.
And I think this might be the first time and only time you ever get Chuck to say the rye might be my favorite.
Oh, that was the whole design of tonight's lineup, actually.
She might be right. Like so far,
I know. Yeah.
I mean, that had one of the best finishes.
Yep. I mean, best palate,
The
best nose.
Canadian one, Charlie's gonna say is the best. So
They do some good things up there north of the border.
Yeah.
Oh, what the?
boot.
This is it. Oh,
That's the reaction I wanted.
No, this
That's
tastes
the
like
reaction.
Korean barbecue. This or smells like it. This has got to be the water chestnut. This is Angel's Envy.
Nope. No way. You didn't put Angel's Envy in here.
You didn't?
No.
I thought about making that the fifth. Actually, I was actually going to see like just
Yeah, maybe not water chestnut.
once
This is
again
like,
we weren't fans of it for the most part. I was actually going to see how it compared to this, but I didn't do that.
I would say
Korean
on the
barbecue.
finish, I just get burnt plastic trash.
Burnt plastic trash.
It's literally like when somebody's burning plastic in the neighborhood and it gets on your palate and it just sticks there. That is what this is on the finish.
Oh, you enjoyed that one, did you? There,
Yeah.
Chuck.
You know, I wanted to because like it's the best color. Like it was like, oh, this one's gonna be good. This is it.
Oh gosh,
Got you.
that might like I want to say that's the worst one. The unfortunate part to actually say that's the worst one, I gotta try the other ones again. Dang
You
it!
really do.
I'm trying to think which
I mean,
one this is because of the five.
Don't
that you
shortcut the scientific method here, boys.
I know.
listed.
Don't
Yeah.
shortcut the scientific method.
I would say so. Chuck, are we willing to say 39, which we think is the rye, is the best? Like, I don't feel like anything comes close.
I was between that and the 36. But
Okay.
I
Well,
would
let's
concur.
okay. So we know one of those two is going to be number 1 or number 2 for the best of the worst. So we can blind those two.
If we can just start referring to it as Brian's bottom shelf instead of calling it the worst, just
No,
go
it's the worst.
Brian's
because-
So, like
bottom
when you were
shelf.
introducing this, Brian, I was thinking that for all of you out there, this is literally these are the bourbons that you never look at. They're so low on the store shelf that you're like your eyes are up here. The shelf's up here.
So
You
so
don't
true
even look at
story.
these things.
True story. This was on the bottom shelf.
Shocker.
But so my problem with calling it Brian's bottom shelf is if we gave you money, like say $150 and said buy 5 bourbons with that, or heck, we kept it to what is it? We
I would
kept it
get-
to
I would get-
$100.
I
5
get
bourbons.
5 Hendersons and cash the rest.
No, you wouldn't. You'd get Evan Williams bottled bond. You get Wild. You do all these good. So it's not fair to say this is your bottom shelf. Let me just
That's
say, I would
It is
hope
probably-
this is not your
He
bottom
purchased
shelf.
all of these.
Yeah, to
But,
be fair, he
you know,
might buy
I-
5 Hendersons and keep the $50 for himself.
Okay. Again, try Henderson. If you haven't, like, for $10, give it a flyer. Like, it's not gonna knock your socks off, but it's something like for that person that comes to your house
It's
and
a
just
flyer.
raid your liquor cabinet, like put this in the front every time they come over, make them grab this. It's tolerable enough to drink straight. And for that person, like you don't like, but you can also still somewhat enjoy it, you know?
Do yourself a favor. Go to McDonald's, buy like 5 McChickens and 2 fries, and don't buy a Henderson.
Yep.
So, but you know, I mean, I feel like this one, I mean, here's why we do this, because there's people out there that, like me, are like, oh, hey, look at this. This looks nice. Hey, Nelson, they've done good stuff. You know, they do Mel Embiid, all that stuff. Hey, I'm going to give this a flyer. Now I know, hey, don't give this a flyer. I don't understand. Some people are really a fan of this, and I don't get it. You know, this is one too. It's like, yeah, it looks good. Maybe I'll try something new from Canada. Maybe not this one. Hey, you know, celebrities are getting into the bourbon and whiskey game a lot. Hey, let me go the celebrity route. You know, this was a little bit of a miss. Hey, but the Long Branch McConaughey, all right, wasn't that bad.
And
so
now you got Terry Bradshaw, and he just announced on the TTP website that you can do single barrel picks of his stuff.
So maybe we want to get on that. Maybe
I don't know. I kind of feel like actually the bourbon might be a little bit better than the rye. So maybe 36 over 39.
Oh, I was trying to figure out my bottom.
I'm not.
I think picking out the bottom one or two is going to be a little bit more difficult than the top one or two. But
well, we clearly agreed on the two. I had the hard time on the bourbon here. The 36, you said, yeah. Just no finish. The rye actually had a finish.
Yeah.
Is it a good one?
I mean, I feel like 35 and 36 are drinkable.
So okay, that's we both agree 35 and 36 are drinkable. We'll put them in a drinkable category. There we go.
Hey, and sometimes that's all you need.
And drinkable by like you've had 15 bourbons and you need to finish the night. There you go.
I'm afraid if at least 3 out of these 5, if you had too much of it, just like to continue the party, you would have a really bad hangover.
And to be fair, for you guys that have watched the channel enough, the fact that Chuck is like contemplating putting a rye over a bourbon just shows how bad these bourbons, which are probably really all whiskeys, are. So
I want to know how many people are just happy that like you guys are having to drink my stuff.
I'm sure a lot of people are very enjoying this.
Like I would say anyone who watches this and is like just happy that TJ and Chuck are having to drink some of my stuff here, like give that a thumbs up, like for real.
I mean, you do send us some good stuff. That's the unfortunate piece of why we're drinking these 5 tonight.
Well, so that's the beauty when I send you guys stuff is it's like, you know, intentionally or just bargain shopping. You know, I pick up some of the new stuff on the bottom shelf to try. Okay. And I mix that right in next to some really, really nice stuff. And so it's just like, hey, surprise. You know, it's like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're going to get.
Interesting.
Really
no, it's like the bag. Is it the jelly beans that have these awful flavors like puke? And like that's more what it's like.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, is this chocolate or is this dog poop? It's all mixed together and you just don't know.
All right. I definitely have my clear worst, without a doubt.
Really?
Doubt.
Yes.
Oh, I'm interested in which one that is.
Is it burnt plastic or is it cream soda?
It's burnt plastic with a close cream soda second.
I can't believe you're ragging on the cream soda. There's a lot of nostalgia, like
yeah.
The finish
takes you back to your kid days.
Yeah. It's a hint of cream soda and then something
What's
bad
the nose?
Back there.
The nose is cream soda. You just smell it. That's it. And then don't. Well,
the more I have of this one, the worse it gets. I swear.
Which one's that?
I'm guessing
45.
Yep.
45. Yeah. The more you drink, the worse it gets. Like a lot of times, the more you drink of something, like now I'm starting to get it. Now 45 just goes from bad to worse.
Really opening it up.
Yep, and it just gets worse and worse. That burnt plastic just keeps coming through.
All right.
So do we
it just has a pungent aftertaste? Like
so do we all agree that
stings the nostrils?
45 is the worst?
We do.
I think I had that second to worst. So same.
What'd you put worse than 45?
I put the cream soda, the first one.
Oh wow! I thought the nose was like a
finish was rough.
Well, okay. So again, we both agree we're on our top 2 or one of these 2, our bottom 2 or one of these 2, which means 35 is the clear, just middle of the road.
Middle.
Whatever. All right, Brian. So tell us. Let's go from best to
Well,
worst.
So we know the rye. So
yeah,
39 was the Dylan rye. So that was one of the top two.
Yeah.
Well, are you sure we don't need to taste these one more time to really make sure?
We don't. But if
you guys still have some left in your glasses.
I know, I was planning on doing the ultimate death of my palate and putting them all into one Glencairn, swirling
Infinity, Infinity Glencairn blended.
Doing
bottom shelf Infinity.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, let's do that.
That's the one for that guy that comes over and drinks your stuff that you like really wish wouldn't come over and drink your stuff. That's what you need to make that person. And
so
then
when are you coming over again, Brian?
That's why, have you noticed I only drink after you guys do? Anytime we hang out and you pour something.
Yep.
So
we did send you a vial basically entirely full of bitters once.
Yeah.
Yes, that was not fun.
That was pretty good. I'm
Yeah.
proud of that. All right.
And one of you remembers that.
Yeah, one of us.
So 39 is the Dylan Rye.
Okay.
Right out of Canada, up north, representing.
I will say
Canada. Good day.
$26. Old Faux Rye is better. Just buy that.
Yeah, the Dillons comes in. Let's see. I don't buy these every day, so I had to write it down. The Dillons Rye comes in at 45.
Yeah, definitely. Old Faux, High West Double Rye. There's all types of stuff.
Yeah. Any other bourbon, don't even buy a rye.
But honestly, it kind of had it kind of had like you can't really see, but it kind of has a cool look to it. Kind of a little bit of minimalist look. It was appealing. I thought, $45. We'll take a flyer on it. Try something new. See, unlike you guys, I'm like, hey, I'll see it. I'm like, I'll give that a shot. Let's try something new. See what happens.
Yep, we got to start a new segment, and we'll use some Patreon money or something. We'll just give Brian $100 and say, buy whatever you want based on packaging because it looks cool.
Yeah, I take flyers on stuff. I just take flyers on like a 12-year 3-chord. Like, I haven't had this yet. This has got to be good.
Somewhat different cost profile.
13-year untitled single barrel. Which ends up being out of MG like that. I took a flyer on that, Actually,
I would say I'm with Brian on this slight different price point.
I mean, so the rye best of the night out of the bottom shelf. I enjoy ryes. I'm happy with that. Not my favorite rye, but favorite rye.
That's an award that it's like a 5th grade track medal or something. It's like when you're
actually the award you should get is like the golden pliers.
You're still displaying
pliers. Yeah, well, I got in case I want more later. I got to be able to open it up.
All right. So second best tonight was 36, which was what?
36 here, boys.
Maybe the Nelsons.
I think it's Granny Reserve.
No way. Granny Reserve.
He's opening up the box.
Granny Reserve.
Oh,
Granny's coming in strong.
Night. So the Reserve actually outperforming the traditional. So the non-reserve, which I think when we tried this before, you had a slight preference towards the original. So what made the difference for you tonight, guys?
The lack of flavor was a good thing.
Yeah.
So tonight was very much a less is more situation for you.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, it's liquid.
But okay. So I feel like we described a little bit of the profile of the Dillons. So on the Granny Reserve here, what are you getting? Is you sip some of that?
No, I don't want to go back and try it again. Goodness.
I feel like we have. Look, we need to tell the people, like, okay, now that we know it's what, let them identify it. Hey, someone might see the survival pack. It's 2021 now. They might still have a 2020 survival pack on the shelf at now like half off.
And Williams, Bottle and Bond, Wild Turkey 101, Early Times Bottle and Bond. You're welcome.
Well, I mean, when you say it that way, it almost seems like I made a mistake by getting
So we knew 35 is the regular reserve. Big and Rich, whatever the name is.
So if you guys aren't going to do this, I will. So the Granny Reserve, you get a lot of vanilla on this. Not a lot else.
He's taking it super serious.
Moving on.
Look, I'm leading the show tonight. You gave me the live stream this week. This is what we're doing, sir. Fall in line.
Gosh, that is so bad. Oh.
So 35 is just the Redneck Riviera original. This one's actually in a glass container. The Granny Reserve is in plastic. So, you get the glass here, which is nice. Makes it feel special. And they describe it as a small batch whiskey with vanilla, honey, smoothness, and a subtle oak finish. I feel like they should maybe say very subtle oak
like
finish.
Non-existent. Look, where's Waldo?
It's described as a full-bodied delicacy, smooth spirit, perfect for when you are ready to get down. Yeah, small batch. Got vanilla, oak, caramel, touch of honey. Those are all good things.
This is actual bourbon.
I mean, all probably artificially. It doesn't say artificially flavored. It does say, however, 95% American light whiskey aged 2 years, 5% American whiskey aged at least 1 year. So we'll say 2 minus on the years. 3.5. The Reserve.
This is one of those times if we were taping, TJ would edit this and all out. It would just be like this.
Well, here's the difference on the Reserve, gentlemen. And this is where age
this morning for hours.
And this is where age matters, because the Reserve, at least 95% at least 3 years, 5% at least 4 years. So, boom, there you go.
In the meantime, TJ, expert blender, has combined his classes. What do you get, TJ? Is it a mashup? Do you get these butterscotch cream soda plastic, or
I just get ethanol?
So you just made a fuel, which seems useful.
Mm-hmm.
You can put that in a vehicle.
All right,
vehicle.
So what was second to last place, which was 33?
Did Charlie have 33 as well?
He had 33 last, but you and I both had
okay. So TJ and I had 33 second to last year. That is the Henderson.
Okay.
$9.99. Wow. I mean, cheapest one of the night. So
you might still be able to find a Vest cream soda for 50 cents, by the way.
I would rather go with that.
But this one's alcohol.
Better value.
Pour vodka in it, it'll taste better.
It's gonna be.
Oh, I'm so scared to try this.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't know. The sweetness, I don't know. I just don't mind it. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like, hey, I'm going to go to it, but, every now and then. So that means the lowest for all of us, and the one I think we all just felt like the more we had, just the less we liked it, was the most expensive bottle of the night. The Nelson's Greenbrier. Once again, they do some good stuff. That one just leave on the shelf.
Chuck, I highly recommend you pouring it all together and trying it also.
No, I will not join you in misery.
It was wonderful.
I tell you what, for the future subscribers,
I'm going to continue to drink the bourbon that I'd poured off.
I would just challenge people, if Chuck's willing to do this, you just hit like and subscribe. Just to see Chuck have to do this. Chuck, right. I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it. Here we go. I'll pour them together and see what happens.
All right. And
is this what you mean by mixer, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while these guys are doing that, once again, thanks for tuning into our live stream. Please check out our Patreon community. We're slowly growing. We're not super big, but thanks to our wonderful Patreon so far, we've been able to get StreamYard and start doing live streams, which we're going to start doing once a month. And, hit us up in the comments, tell us things that you want us to do, everything like that, because we're always open for suggestions. We're just slowly getting used to this thing and figuring it out as it goes. But we're having a blast doing it. Hopefully you're enjoying watching us tonight drink absolutely terrible bourbons. But hey,
Whiskey.
for the good of the channel, I guess.
It's whiskey used loosely.
So,
is it neat, or as we pour these together, I feel like they all get darker.
That's what.
So especially if you like take it out of the light.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Have we seen Charlie? Have we seen Charlie actually drink yet?
No.
Power bourbon.